Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles in Mansfield, Texas. I'm here today to show you a 1963, it's a Chevrolet Nova SS, and this is a convertible. It's finished in a beautiful white finish with red vinyl upholstery. The car has had a restoration done, kind of a frame-on restoration, and they reset the odometer. It's got 3,071 miles on the motor and the transmission. It's a turbo 350 transmission. It's geared fairly tall because at 62 miles an hour I'm doing 2,500 RPMs on the SunPro TAC. You can see the gauges here are hooked up. It's running about 180 degrees. Idles at about 20 PSI. You kick it up and you get about 40 PSI. There's your voltmeter. But it's got the Nova SS badging. The dash is in really good shape. The convertible top is new and it's black. It's got BF Goodrich tires. It's got the SS badged hubcaps, and it says Super Sport right here in the center of the steering wheel. The motor is not the original motor. It's a 350 Chevrolet engine. I believe these cars came with either a 6-cylinder or a 283 back in 1963. The car's been sitting for a while. It's an older restoration. Under the hood it's pretty clean and sanitary. It has a very interesting front suspension like you'd see on a race car. But it's a small block Chevy 350. It's got headers. And you can see it's got a rack and pinion steering. See the coil-over shocks. I'm going to turn the motor off so you can hopefully hear me talk. The restoration itself is about a 10-year-old restoration, and the paint job kind of shows it. I mean, it's shiny, but there are some flaws in the paint. Some places have been scratched and touched up. But under the front of this car, it has coil-over suspension, and the brand name is Heidt. It's H-E-I-D-T-S. Heidt's front suspension. It's coil-over, custom A-arms, custom front wheel disc brakes. It's kind of a subframe full front suspension, and as a result of that, the car drives really amazing. It's very tight. Very quick steering, doesn't wander all over the road like a normal 63 of this vintage. It actually tracks really, really good. And the guy we got it from said the restoration was done. They drive it around on the weekends every once in a while, but it's kind of been sitting for a while. The gas was old, we drained it. I just put some new fuel in it. But the motor runs real smooth. And again, it's only got like 3,000 miles. But the motor was rebuilt several years ago. One thing I noticed when I started, on the left bank, the left exhaust, a little bit of smoke coming out, a little bit of blue smoke. And that could be a valve seal, it could be a ring that's stuck. But I feel like the car just needs what I call an Italian tune-up. Needs some good fuel put in it. It needs maybe some Lucas additive, and just take it out and run it down the highway. Give it some exercise, because it has been sitting. But it's a fun car to drive. Going around the car, some of the chrome, you can see the tape lines, and you can see where they sanded the car and accidentally sanded on some of the chrome. I'd call it a driver quality paint job. You could certainly take it to a drive-in car show, cruise night, and you'd get a lot of attention in this car. But it's not a concours rotisserie restoration. It's more of a fun little V8 automatic with bucket seats, nice little red interior, and really an amazing drive with that Heidt's front suspension. You can see some of the original SS moldings. These are original. They got a few little dents and scrapes as they were reused after the car was painted. You got the Nova SS badging on the back. Back bumper's in very good shape. I don't think it's been re-chromed, but it's in really good shape. You can see the rear differential, the shocks, and the leaf springs. It's got dual mufflers, so it's relatively quiet. I'd like it better if it had some Flowmasters on it. But I think if you take this car out, put a little Lucas in the gas and run it down the highway, it cruises nice about 65 miles an hour. It's about 2,600 RPMs, which really isn't bad. It's got the boot on the back. All the glass is in good shape. They relocated the battery to the trunk. I'm gonna go ahead and start it here. The battery was low on it as well. We put a little charge on it. But you can see the mufflers. So right now I don't see any smoke coming out of that left bank, and maybe just me driving it around has already made a difference. But 3,000 miles, it just needs to be run. Inside this toolbox, Flaming River toolbox, is your battery. It's a fairly new battery. It does have cutoffs on it. Got a spare tire and jack. And they did finish out the trunk with the texture paint, and they painted underneath the deck lid and put a new weather strip. But I would just call it a frame-on restoration. Driver quality, certainly not show quality, but cruise night show quality. If you have any questions, give us a call. I'm going to put more particulars on the website. But if you're looking for a good driving, fun little Nova SS convertible, you might want to consider this one. It's a pretty good little car, if you don't mind a few little flaws. I don't know what year you were born, but if you were born in '63, you probably got a few little flaws right now yourself. In fact, there's a little rub right there on the bumper. But thanks for looking. Thanks for your time. This is Bronco Bob.